Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast again. I do this every day. Today, has history taught us anything? Let me button this up a bit. And let's just start with like our own history. Let's just not blame, the past. Let's just say like personal history. Like you, like for instance, me. I'm not going to say you. Let's just say me, hit my history. Have I been taught any lessons? Have I learned anything from? Yeah. There's certain things I don't want to do anymore. You make mistakes. You learn. You learn from others who've made. Again, most people have to learn the hard way. I had to learn, hey, if you drink a case of beer and stay up till like 4 a.m, got to be at work at 7, guess what? That ain't going to be good. You're going to be, possibly lose a job or 2 or 100. But has history taught us anything? Do we even have any? Is it just like, do we have any foresight? What's going on? People just like, no, see, I'm just that. Yeah, I get living in the moment and not dawning on the past. I also do that, but there's a difference. We have to, and they're redefining words. And no, it's not this. It's fuck. I miss like intelligent people that could communicate and have a conversation and not, act like they're know-it-alls. Just an insight. People hate the smartest person in the room. You're gonna be hated, man. You got to pull it down a notch, man. The smartest thing you can do sometimes is play dumb. But now everybody seems like oh no, see, I know. Look, you, the most fit person, the most like charming, handsome, and the smartest will hold on, my phone's running. My phone's been ringing. Rang yesterday. You know what? I'm going to turn this on. Sorry about this. Always when I'm about to get in a groove, too. Yeah, history's told me I should have turned off my phone. But we again we have to start with ourselves. Yeah, but the most fit, the most handsome or pretty or whatever, the smartest, people are going to resent. We're like, oh yeah, they resent you. The most talented, there's son of a. But then again, people have this like, I don't know, they act like they know it all, but then they play dumb. I don't know. We got to coin a term for this behavior. Like, oh, I know, but then I see, I'm just. It's just like, just don't. Do you have to cackle out everything that you? And I'm talking about to the top, like anything I turn on, like the news. I don't watch the news, but when I'm on YouTube, people are governing us. It's just like, what? Do they look at history and know that there's certain things, okay, 1 + 1 makes 2. If we do this, no. They want that immediate kind of fix. Mostly it's about stealing money. I mean, corporate money or whatever, or making money. I'm just taking it. Have you, again, okay, a personal inventory, like personally, like I do these, like, okay, well, see, I need to do that. Have I done that? Well, see, I got to pull back. Oh, no. Nobody's perfect. We repeat these same mistakes as well. History does too. We need to get, unfortunately, anybody with any game, anything that's going on, they have to have a piece of paper that says that there's something or went to somewhere. Let's just say it's a school and a degree, whatever. Is that really where all the smart people are? If that was the case, wouldn't they be the center of the businesses? They wouldn't have to go anywhere else because we know. See, we're going to, what I'm talking about? There used to be apprenticeship. So you go to like a blacksmith, right? You'd apprentice for like, I don't know how many years to be, smell it, whatever, beat it, make a sword. Whatever. They were making money. Universities don't make any money besides conning you to pay them the $100,000 a year, whatever. If they knew so much, think about it. Wouldn't they be? Oh no. I've lived in college towns. I've been around. Damn, my dad was educated, PhD. He knew it was a scam. He was like, man, again, he was the smartest person in the room most of the time. He just kept his mouth shut, observing. I mean, believe it or not, in my personal life, I can like cackle just like everybody else, but I'm pretty shy. I'm just reserved. Again, there's a time and place for everything. So if I'm like band mode, lead singer mode, yeah, you got to be, hey, little David Lee Roth, not too much peacocking like he did, but there's these people, and again, passive aggressive, man. Oh, everybody's so passive aggressive. Oh no, okay, passive aggressive. It's still aggressive. See, there's cause and effect. If you're aggressive, like I think like a big dude or a Viking, whatever. Well, there's always somebody bigger. Same thing with passive aggression. It's coming. Maybe you're lucky and surrounded by a bunch of sycophants and that, but usually they'll turn on them. They turn on each other. And right now, businesses, small businesses are losing money, going out of business. But big business is making the most money they ever have. They've printed more money in, I think, the last 4 or 5 years than they have in the history of the world. I mean, out of nowhere, just print more money. I'm not getting any of it. I didn't even get that $600 a week thing that people were supposed to. Found out I should have. They even sent me, we owe you $26,000. Well, how do I get it? Well, no. History. We got to look at the history, man. We got to look at our own. Everybody has a history, a past, right? You start with that. Have you ever did a personal inventory? Do you even know what that means? Do you even? No. See, again, if you think you know it all and you're perfect, and that's a human nature thing, especially that comes with youth. Like, oh, it'll never happen to me. You're not thinking about even dying or getting old. You think, oh, these people are stupid getting old. Yeah, you don't realize you're going to get old. I was that stupid, naive person too. I miss that person. But you have to grow up and you have to realize, like, oh, wait a minute. And there aren't any IQ prerequisites. I have a high IQ, but a low EQ because I don't like to manipulate people. I don't like to, because certain things nowadays you have to verbally abuse people to get what you want. I'm not like that. I like to help everybody out. I think everybody should get equal opportunity. I used to do this thing where I would, because I was teaching vocal lessons and singing lessons and all these people, and they're talking about how smart they are. Oh, really? So I came up with this game. I was like, I'll challenge you to an IQ test. Let's just go on your phone. You pick it. You find it. You will down whatever it is, app. I don't care. You find it. Well, let's do it. Oh, this is going to be, usually it's like 5 to 20. It's not, it's actually a gauge. It's not real IQ, but it'll give you a gauge. Never been beat. I've beaten deans of colleges and plastic surgeons, all these people. How do you know this? You didn't go to college? Well, I went to a little bit of college. Because I'm not wrapped in my mind of these. I don't believe certain. I can tell when people are lying to me. I can detect bullshit. We are submerged in bullshit. Half truths, lying by omission. That's just the world now. A lot of people can't be around me because I'll be like, hey, dude, that's some bullshit. This story's already bullshit. They'll start something like, man, this is already bullshit, man. I'll walk away. I'm shy to a certain extent. And another thing, people, they'll take your kindness as a weakness. That's a big mistake. That's huge. They know immediately. They're just like, oh, God, I'm sorry. I get it. It's okay. I'm too old and can't go to care. And I'm as dumb as anybody else. I'm here, I'm sitting here smoking. I mean, shit, how dumb am I? I quit for 11 years and then I started up again. Again, I had some problems going on. It's a long story. But I'm going to quit again. And I hate to smoke, but it's helping me out now. I got anxiety and panic. I got shit going on. I'm not perfect. Like with I'm drinking coffee, I'm smoking, whatever. So with my anxiety and panic disorder I've had it forever. They prescribed me drugs for it, and I got addicted to them. And I was like, no. After about 10 years, you find like natural things. Like with my case, I have a lack of protein and vitamin C. I get all twitchy. I get all panicky. I get all anxiety. You know what I'm saying? My mind's racing and chase. So I keep peanuts. I just ate some peanuts. Vitamin C. I'm fine, smooth sailing. But through my history of myself, if I don't stick to that, then it's going to get bad. I have to do, again, personal inventories, not every day. Sometimes you need one every day. And also admitting you made a mistake. Oh no. I know close people that, no. Close to me. Grew up around people. We're all guilty of that. If you're one of those people, you got to get rid of that. Because that way you're on a spot where then you can progress. If you, I had somebody the other day like asking me for, excuse me, can I get some direct? I need to go somewhere. I was like, I just moved here. I'm like, well, it's pardon me, I think it's down there. Instead of saying thank you, they were like, well, I already knew that. It's like, well, man, why are you asking me? You ask me. You want something from me. I don't want to. Hell, you interrupt my life. You came up, and so I gave you the information, and then you're like, they're pissed that it's like two things. They're pissed that they realize they didn't know, and two, they're like, don't you tell me. You asked. That's another thing. You're asking for like that. What? Or how many band members I've had, or even students or stuff like this in the past, where like at first they're like, "Oh, Charlie, help me see." Like, okay, here's a little bit of this and that, the other thing. Here's some knowledge. Right? Say, right, keep doing that, right? And then all of a sudden they got this attitude. And Charlie, bro, I haven't known you 6 months. Who are you? Already turning on me. And if you don't have that in your life, you're around people are sycophants. And again, that don't last long, man. Buy as many houses and businesses and do all the stuff you think, oh yeah, right, that, dude. It's gonna be harder for you. Get used to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know that sounds stupid, but you gotta be. For instance, like my grandparents and great grandparents back in the day, they didn't even know the Depression was going on. They'd already lived that way their whole life. Hell, they're doing better than, they were living high on the hog compared to everybody else. And they were considered poor when all the bankers in Nashville, they were around Nashville. Oh, see, making fun of that. When the Depression hit, they were the rich ones. They knew how to farm. They had a farm. They had pigs and a goats and, a smokehouse and, it's growing everything. And well, guess who comes to the farm? These city folk that need help. I don't know what's food? How do you make it? They used to rent, for a nickel a day, you could hunt on their land. They were doing better during the Depression because they were basically selling knowledge and renting their land. It's like, again, I've said this a few times on my podcast. What's going to happen when the electricity goes out? You don't have your phone and everything like that. Like when I drove across country and I left LA in February to move to Illinois, I wanted a map. Like, well, your phone ain't gonna be working out in the middle of the desert, you don't need no map. No one had maps. I went to every gas station. I went to grocery stores. I couldn't find like a paper map that folds out. You could follow that. You don't need no maps. Everybody, oh, you got a phone. Just use your phone. There's apps. Like, bro, you out in the Mojave, 90 miles from anything. Nothing is gonna be. Your phone is all beep, 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 beep. Hey, come on. And it was. My phone didn't work for days. It was, shit. Maps. Map app. Come on, man. I need like a paper map. I need like hell, put it in stone. I don't care. There weren't any. How dumb. Maybe maps don't Are maps out of business? They don't sell, again, once electricity's growing out, you're going to need a map. Like I used to be able to memorize phone. I'm guilty of it too. Now all these numbers are in my phone. Hell, I damn near forget my own number. I should know all my friends' phone. Oh yeah, now I just click his name and then hit the phone button and I have to call him. I don't know people's number. I used to. I mean, again, I'm guilty of it too. But at least I had that knowledge where it's like, yeah, I know that there's certain things you need to be stocking up on rice, bags of rice, beans, peanuts, dates, whatever. And I know that when the electricity goes out and they start like people are, going to the grocery store, they're just going to be buying Skittles and Twizzlers and potato chips. They're not going to, come on, man. And most of the people, okay, I'm shocked at how people live around here. I'm just going to say it. I moved to Illinois. I'm like, what the hell? Like people are like, I don't drink water. They're just buying soda and Skittle and, shit. It's shocking. And again, I'm in a little farm community. I thought people would be fit. They're farm. No. These farms are owned by, hell, I think Bill Gates or some shit. Black coffee again. I'm not drinking. It is 8:16 in the a.m. And I don't. So I used to be like a party animal. I spent my 20s in bars. I was in bands. I did all the see, going out every night. That's a young man's game or young person's game. I don't go out. I don't party. I don't do that anymore. I keep a simple life. Hey, this makes me happy, whatever. One time we went to this place. It's called the Botel. It's like by the river. It's about an hour away. And we just went there to see a band. And it's by the river, man. We saw this big barge. I mean, this huge barge. And people are out there and like there's jet skis in the river. And they have what they call a beach. I mean, it was awesome, actually, to see these bikers showed up. There's probably like 150 of them. I mean, they descended. And they had one beer, then left. They were there for like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and then took off. But we have to get back to, we have to learn from our past. We have to like research history. I mean, for one, it's interesting. I mean, it's amazing. People don't want to live. Oh no, they're trying to like delete our past, their own past. Again, most people live lies. There's things in their life that they do that they don't know anybody do. Some of those things give them the most joy, the most fulfillment. But they think that people don't know. I mean, again, people know, then they'll act like, no, that's it. Yeah, well, do you have we all do. Again, truth window. Is your truth window like nailed shut with another truth window over it and put up some drywall over that? And got to keep that thing open. It's gonna happen. Any kind of stuff that's happening, again, the power is with the people. The people you know. See, you think that like when because it's gonna get bad when the electricity's out or solar flare, whatever's gonna happen. People that you know are gonna act a little different. They're gonna be a little different, man. They're gonna steal everything around. You think, oh, I've got I'm gonna go. No, you're not. Who do you have around you? You should be planning on growing a garden this spring. This time next year, I have a feeling it's going to get rough for all of us. I'm not going to, hey, but I'm old now, man. I'm 51 years old. I didn't think I'd live this long. Shit. And I get it. I've made mistake after mistake after mistake. Sometimes not even knowing that I was doing it or acknowledge, not me, That's how you learn. Again, mine was booze and drugs and stuff. And I wouldn't even that much. I'm talking about like weed and booze and prescribed medication. I was never like an illegal. I'm not into whatever the hell people are into. Never done most of the stuff that I just don't need that. I want a good time. Again, I was more of just a beer drinker. But then it's like, you know what? I got to quit doing this. I went through AA, NA, all that. Had to for years. Therapy, all that. I'm glad I did. And quite honestly, I wasn't even near people I knew that were like still. Again, they might have, even if you sober up, they call it like a dry drunk. You sober up, but you still, oh yeah, you're not out there, but man, you're just how you treat people and how your attitude. And uh, again, I feel for people. I have faith, so I have to pray for people that I don't like. That's one of the things. The hardest thing about my faith is I have to pray for these people, and I do it genuinely because I know how bad it's going to be. Man, I don't want anybody hurt. I don't want anybody like going through. I don't want to see. People have kids and families, and everybody has mistakes. People make mistakes. We all do. But man, lately I'm around these people that what? Have you looked at your life? Shit. Self-discipline. Like I get up every morning, get my dogs fed, walk them, shower, and do this. Now, granted, nobody's watching this, but there's a joy and a fulfillment from sticking to your word. I'm going to do this. I'm doing this every day. It makes me feel good. That's what I'm going to do. I don't skip a day. I don't bellyache about what's going on in my life. I mean, sometimes a little bit, but I mean, I'm doing this. I'm worried about people. I'm worried about what's going on. I live in this world. I have to shit. What? What am I supposed to be like? Oh no, it's just. Again, they've killed the arts. That's the world I live in, the art world. Gone. You are considered. You're made fun of. You're considered lazy, stupid. Oh yeah. Just when the arts are kind of what keep the world turning. That's who people remember. They remember Van Gogh. They don't remember the governor or whoever was when he was around. They don't. Can you? No. They Vincent Van Gogh. Van Gogh or whatever. Artists. Michelangelo, you damn near forget who the king was that sponsored him, his patron. And again, there aren't patrons of the arts. A patron meaning, hey, you know what? We'll help you out. Do so many paintings. I get 2 or 3 of them each time. You got a group, then you can that you forget about that. Apprenticeships gone. This is the world. The people that are controlling you and me and everybody else come from families with money, never had worked. I mean, a little bit of work where you get the blood flowing in your brain that makes neural pathway. No, they're sitting there. Now it's computers. Their family, they go to a university. If they're a dipshit, they can pay for their papers to be written. And you can just cruise through and get a bachelor's. Don't know shit. Didn't work through college. But then you get this piece of paper saying, hey, I'm this so-and-so. Then you're automatically given this job where you just go in there and, that's it, man. You don't know anything besides that little bubble you're in. You don't understand about the human element. You have to deal with people. Yeah, when you're all on your Zoom calls and, see, we're doing a think tank and on paper, it looks great. You know what? That ain't gonna. And unfortunately, if history's taught us anything, these people, it's the worst for them. It's the worst outcome. I wish that people would understand this, man. I'm not trying to point the finger. It's and it's going to happen quick. I watched this video about survival, about whatever happened, and it was like the guy was like ex-CIA or in a week after everything hits the fan. A week, it ain't gonna be months, and like 7 days. Are we prepared? Is the government, what are they going to do? Bring MREs to every town? Like, oh, see, I know the foods. Here's a bunch of MRE. Do they even have enough MREs for one town? Even during what just happened to us these past couple of years, what did you? What? I mean, we already It's happening. It's just not, the analogy is like that pinball machine you put a gumball machine, you put a quarter in and it spins, it's slow. And then at the bottom, it's that's where they say we're at. That tube where it's just kind of going really fast and going down. And I pray for people all the time, man. I'm connected with my faith. I thank you. I just thank you that I'm not just like that person. I don't hold a grudge to people. For one, I'm not mean to strangers. Like I'm talking about just running around doing, uh, like the other day I was running around, paying my car insurance, bills, electric, gas, whatever, internet. So I had to go to like 2 or 3 places. And not just necessarily me, but it did happen to me. But other people, like people are just angry and just, it's like, damn, shit, walking in front of you. Physically, these people aren't threatening, you know? It seems like they're, I don't get it. Subconsciously, they, I know this from my own thing, subconsciously, they do want stuff they'll never admit it. You could, I feel for people, man. You would think that the older generation, see, back in the day, the older generation, they seem more mellow. They mellowed out. They're like that. No, they're just mad. And I was talking to someone that is admitted they're how angry they are. Couple of them, most of them are. Exercise, and I'm not talking about like an hour a day, twice a day. None of that. Just start walking, drinking water, cut out the soda, anything with corn syrup in it, eating better, get rid of all the processed food. Don't buy potato chips. Treat yourself once a week. Have like but we have to get back to the, I've always, just to feel better, I've always stayed, I've always exercised, stretched, and just staying active. I'm not going to the gym. I've never been to no gym. But most people think I'm younger. Granted, my hair is going gray and I'm going bald or whatever. But people are kind of shocked. They're like, "How old are you?" Dudes in their 30s. I'm physically better shape than them. And I've got problems, man. I've had some like major health issues. Almost died. Technically did 2 or 3 times, but they had to like I'd never been in the hospital. I'd never been in an ambulance. I never had an IV. I thought this stuff happened to other people. Not me. Again, I had to be learned. They learned you. So history, because I don't want to mention too much about our hit, because I'm already being doxxed. So I have to really heavily censor myself. So that's why I'm talking about me and other people. The history. What are the patterns you're in? Are you, do you learn from your mistakes? And again, it's worth it, even if you continually do these mistakes over and over. Eventually, if you get it in it, worth it. Even if it takes 5 or 10 years to be doing the stupid stuff, then you're like, wait a minute, okay, it's worth it. Don't give up. Don't think like, well, no, this is how I'm a Capricorn or whatever. That's another thing. People say that their astrological sign, and then that's just that. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I'm an Aquarius, but I don't look into that. Like what? Like Part of me. It's worrisome. We gotta start with ourselves. And be ready. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I'm not talking about laying on a bed of nails or anything. I'm just talking about if you're, there's things in your life that we all do or we all guilty of that you've got to, or were guilty of, whatever it was. We have to change. We have to realize that, like, just because you say this, that, and in ancient times, it's like, well, we talked to the oracle, and he said, the oracle. Yeah, the oracle. We don't do anything without, Now we think about that, like, how stupid were they? They ruled the world with this oracle, or I mean, come on. We have to get back to, like, even the pirate code, where one for all and all for one. Everybody splits everything evenly. I'm not talking about socialism or communism. I'm just talking about, like, if you're a pirate, the only reason you got more money than other pirates because you've been pirating more. Like that became the Magna Carta, the pirate code. Then the Magna Carta became like kind of like the Constitution. It's basic. Again, human element, meaning me, you, not some other abstract thing. There's all these people. We don't know where they are. No, it's us. We have to have patience with people. Think about it. Or do you know, my head, it makes me feel. I get that too. I love all y'all. Again, I do this every day. Tomorrow I'll be here all by myself. I love you. Be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.